member shop shall be limited to 5 minutes per person per item. Now, no one has ever done that, but those are your rules.
We're going to give you 5 minutes.
Well, those are your rules.
Is that what me and Buddy's eat here?
I'm allergic to it.
Well, hold your nose. Problem solved.
There's a can down there. One back here, one over
Get
there.
you a mask.
Got it fixed for you.
Now, they taste good, but you can't chew them. I don't have
What
no
is
back
it?
there. Some kind of gummy.
Oh, those peach things? Those are good.
I've eaten it, Tom eats it.
You want to get to talk. Your things are gonna be stuck
I'll
together.
spit it out for the fall.
Okay.
Holy cow. Can't eat them.
I can smell it.
They taste great, but you can't get them chewed up.
I'll start putting that in the basket.
Where's this potato at? I like it. I like it.
Buddy, you clear? Okay, I'm gonna call the Loudon County Commission Workshop to order for October 16th, 2023. Jim Jenkins, you're up.
Item A is a resolution amending the municipal and regional subdivision regulations of Loudon County, Philadelphia, Greenback, and the planning regions of Lenore City and Loudon, Appendix 2, Construction Methods, 3, Seasonal Limitations. This is a resolution in our sub-regs. There is called seasonal limitations. It prohibits paving when the air temperature is 50 degrees and falling. We're looking to amend that to allow a application submittal and forms to be submitted to the Highway Department for review. And basically, there's a TDOT standard for this cold weather paving and compaction is what it's called. They submit those records to the Highway Department for review. It allows them a little more time to continue to be able to pave, finish up subdivisions, things of that nature. Discussed it with the Highway Department. They were good with that. It would take their approval. Lenore City made the recommendation. Our planning commission made the recommendation. We adopt this.
You'll need to have a vote on November 6th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it'll be on the agenda.
Item B is a resolution adopted by Loudon County Commission closing the end of Silo Drive located in Silo Acres, located in the 6th Legislative District of Loudon County, Tennessee. Unapproved right of way at the end of the cul-de-sac.
And it's a little strip that goes from the end of Silo Drive up into Misty Ridge, and there's 4 homeowners affected by it, and they're all in favor of it.
Okay. Any other comments? November 6th,
Yes, sir.
it'll be there.
Thank you all.
Okay, you have a good evening, Jim. Comments by the public? Mike Colacone.
Good evening, we have Bradshaw, County Commission Collin, President, and members of the Loudon County Commission. Thank you for allowing me to address the commission this evening. My name is Mike Colacone, and I represent the James Ridge Estates Homeowners Association. I'm here to oppose the annexation and zoning change by the Loudon City of parcel 047018.00. It's 176 acres abutting the James Ridge Estates. The purpose for our opposition is that this property is not contiguous with the city limits. Tri Valley Road is not conducive to commercial traffic due to being hilly, winding, and narrow. The thought of manufacturing in the middle of a residential community that could produce noise, foul odors, and increased traffic is disturbing to our residents. And I wonder if the city would like to have it in their backyard if they were living near there. It appears the city is trying to move forward without regard to Loudon County residents. Comments from the mayor to our president of the HOA was that we have no standing in the matter because we are not city residents. Well, we disagreed, and we paid a school tax on the construction of our homes, okay, that support the Loudon County schools and the city of Loudon schools. We also pay a sales tax to the businesses in the city of Loudon, which the city benefits with. And we purchase their utilities, electric and water. In conclusion, there is more than enough area along Center I-75 for commercial M1 zoning that hasn't yet been developed. And I think that would be a better place for any type of manufacturing. In fact, we all do. So therefore, we humbly ask this commission to oppose this annexation and zoning change and to keep Loudon County from becoming an urban jungle. I'd like to ask the audience for a show of hands if who's going to oppose it from Jim's Ridge. That's just for the record. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. That'll be item number 4 coming up under Gary Whitfield's name.
I'm actually, when we get to that point, I'm gonna ask we move that one even up above the record stuff, cause,
Okay.
I think these people probably don't care about it.
Is this development being spearheaded by our EDA?
It was definitely officially started. I'm gonna defer this to Gary Whitfield.
Okay, you want to move it up?
Yeah, when we get to it, move it up to, before we start boards and committees.
up number 3.
So it's up now then?
We're gonna have more public comment?
No, oh yeah, I got 2 more. Michelle Fritz.
Hi, I'm Michelle Fritz. I'm here tonight to talk about agenda item on boards and committees. As per the Tennessee Code annotated section 10-7401, the county legislative body is to appoint a county public records commission in order to provide for the orderly disposition of public records created by agencies and county government. The membership of the Public Records Commission shall have at least 6 members, with the county mayor appointing 3 members subject to confirmation of the county legislative body, with one of those appointees being a member of the county legislative body, one being a judge of court of record in the county, and one being a genealogist. The terms of each elected member of the commission shall hold office during the term for which they were elected. In 2019, when the resolution 060319-F established a Loudon County PRC, then incorrectly did so in that the mayor appointed 2 county commissioners, 1 genealogist, 1 judge, and 1 member at large, which is not called for in the Tennessee Code, for a total of 5 appointed positions. The code strictly says that the mayor can only appoint 3 members, 1 genealogist, 1 judge, and 1 member of the legislative body. Resolution 030623-C in March of this year appointed another member at large with a 4-year term expiring in 2027, plus added term expirations to the rest of the commission as expiring in June of 2023. So currently, all PRC commissioners are out of term according to this resolution, in direct conflict with the state statute, except for Mrs. Gregg, who is not allowed as a member of large. Adam Waller, another commissioner, was named as genealogist. Remember, only 1 commissioner allowed to be appointed, and when was Adam appointed, and when was he approved by this legislative body as a genealogist, required by state statute? The current resolution 030623-C, signed and dated by Commissioner Cullen, Mayor Bradshaw, and County Clerk Wampler in March of this year, did not go through the required workshop, nor was it included in the commission packet, nor is it available online in the meeting minutes. The commission approved the meeting minutes, which reference this resolution, but without you being provided the information at a workshop, nor the meeting, without question. The resolution, without you being provided the information at the workshop nor the meeting, you voted to approve it without question. The resolution was prepared after your vote. Mrs. Hunter's appointment as a member of large was not allowed by the Tennessee Code. Therefore, neither is Mrs. Gregg's appointment. According to your resolution, Mrs. Hunter's term expired in June 2023, along with Sledge, Wampler, Falahar, Shaver, Waller, and Tuck. However, this commission allowed a public witch hunt to remove Mrs. Hunter without providing any evidence of wrongdoing, even though her term had already expired. Why? Per tonight's agenda, the names of committee members are listed on a separate sheet with no information remotely related to the 030623-C resolution passed by this committee in March. As citizen of this county, I expect my elected officials to follow the laws of the state of Tennessee. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have copies of the resolution if anybody would like to see it. If you want them.
Want one? Want one? Anybody else? Thank you. Oh, you want one, Jean?
Pat Hunter.
My name is Pat Hunter. I would like to start off by saying one thing. I was here when the original rules and procedures were adopted in 2015 and again in 2022, which you reaffirmed. And it states, non-commission members shall be allotted time at the beginning of the workshop for public comment. Non-commission members wishing to speak at the workshop shall be limited to 5 minutes per person per item. I didn't make up the rules. These are your rules. I'm going to request that if you're going to hold us to a 5-minute time period, that you assemble the Governmental Affairs Committee and review your procedures and update them. With regards to the boards and committees, I'm concerned that the Airport Authority, which now replaces Gregory Wendell, to replace John Manicus deceased, I'd like to remind this commission that on February 6th, according to your meeting minutes, that Mr. Shaver replaced a member. We weren't told who had passed away, but it was Mr. Manicus. So he's supposed to be on this committee, but his name does not appear on this committee. And I'm concerned when someone has been deceased since 2020 that this name kept reappearing. We have to have a better way of accounting for the committee members. And also, it would be nice to have a description of each committee to see what they are charged with. The other thing is, I feel that some of the committees are kind of unfair because we may have a member that may be on 1 or 2, and then we have others that may be on 9, 8, 7. I think that there needs to be an examination of this and take into consideration fairness. I think it's good to rotate so everybody knows the different functions of government. The last thing, I have 2 whole minutes, is I would like for this county commission to reconsider revisiting the county growth plan. Other counties are doing this, and I think we're growing in such a way that it's not a matter of 2 members on an ad hoc committee. And once that ad hoc continues to be meeting every year, it's no longer an ad hoc. So I'd like to see the planning ad hoc turn into a planning committee to look into the growth plan. Other counties are doing it. They're revisiting because of the growth, and I think we should be considering that too. Thank you.
Thank you.
And 2 minutes. Does that mean I carry over for next week?
No carryover.
Like they did in Washington, would you like to reserve your time?
Oh, I have to ask about the website, Coach.
Okay,
Hold on.
I'm on the agenda.
I'm just gonna add that. That concludes public comments. In keeping with Commissioner Shaver, we're gonna move Commissioner Whitfield up now in front of Mayor Bradshaw. And Commissioner Satterfield will be at the end for the website. He didn't get it on the agenda. He chose to go to the beach and forget about us. So we'll put it on there since it's a workshop.
My wife made me go.
Yeah, dragged in the car.
Traction.
Commissioner Whitfield, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody from James Ridge, from Dry Valley for coming out today. I want you to know that I am your representative for County Commission, and I strongly oppose this annexation. So what we've done is I've asked our county attorney to come up with some case law and to write a letter that we're going to be sending to the city of Loudon. It is inside their UGB, but we feel that it is non-contiguous with the surrounding property, and we also feel that it's spot zoning. So we have some case law here that we're going to be sending to them, strongly opposing this annexation and rezoning. So I'll be presenting that to this county commission and asking them for full support in getting this into the city. And we are going to hopefully be able to sit down and work with the city. But we're going to do everything in our power to protect this piece of property from this rezone. So that's as far as we can go at this point. And then hopefully the city will take a look at this. Some folks there will make what I hope I feel is the right decision. That'll be their decision. So we'll go from there as this step proceeds. I have copies of the letter that our attorney has written that I'll be happy to give to anyone here. So
Gary,
you can
I'm
see
gonna
it.
ask a question in a minute.
Okay,
I'm gonna ask if Tammy will read the letter,
okay,
and just when you're done with that, and
all
then,
right.
so it'll be on our camera, it'll be in the minutes, and it'll be as official as we can make it tonight.
Perfect.
But we can't send it until we vote on it
We
November
can't, hang
6th.
on, we'll get to that.
That's right.
Okay.
So I just want you all to know, and I know that there are a few on this commission feel the exact same way. We are gonna strongly oppose this annexation and rezone.
I've just got one small question. Does the entirety of the Loudon City Council want this project?
We don't know.
We don't know.
It hasn't even been to planning. It was supposed to go to planning last week, and it was removed.
It was removed.
I don't know
from
by
the-
whom or why, so it's not been to their planning yet, it's not been to city council. I heard somebody mention, and I've heard stories too, and I don't really like to use hearsay, but apparently there are some there that are all in favor for it and think it'd be a great thing for the city of Loudon. While we can't vote tonight, I think the time is imperative on this. We can certainly all put our names on this letter, that we endorse this letter without a vote. And Buddy, Henry, whomever can get it to them as quickly as possible. Otherwise, we wait 2 more weeks and then somebody will pop in and say, well, we didn't know. Nobody from county commission told us anything. I think it's, for the benefit and sake of these folks, I think it's imperative this gets to them quickly. Loudon County does not seek another lawsuit.
Nope.
We don't want to sue and fight with the cities on any of this stuff, but when they back you in the corner, sometimes we have no options. We have to do what we have to do to protect county residents.
You can either fight, or you can walk away and
Like-
let them be eaten up piecemeal at a
Absolutely,
time.
absolutely.
So in this, we have asked, once this commission approves that I can send the letter, we can send the letter. We have asked that this letter be emailed. We have provided every email for every city council and the mayor, and we have asked for it to be sent by mail, so that would get it both ways pretty quick.
I agree with Commissioner Whitfield. I'm behind him 100% on this, and I'm behind the people of James Ridge on this 100%.
Thank you.
Me too.
I'm on record, I'm good to go.
Yes.
Can Tammy read the letter?
Yeah, please.
Just for the benefit of everybody and to have it all clear and clean, what it says.
Do you want me just to start where it says dear?
Yes, yeah, don't, all the stuff on top.
Dear Mayor Harris, Vice Mayor Tim Dixon, and members of City Council. This letter is written on behalf of the Loudon County, Tennessee Board of Commissioners The Board of Commissioners objects to the City of Loudon's plan to annex and rezone the Dry Valley Road property identified as tax map 447 parcel 18.00 and owned by Dry Valley Realty LLC. The Dry Valley Road property is currently zoned A1 Agriculture Forestry, and the proposed rezoning within the City of Loudon is M1 Light Industrial. The Board of Commissioners opposes this annexation and rezoning for several reasons. The property is not contiguous to the current municipal limits of the city. See Tennessee Code annotated 6-51-104. The municipality may propose extension of its corporate limits by the annexation of territory adjoining to its existing boundaries. Further, the properties surrounding the Dry Valley Road property are in the county and zoned both A1 Agriculture Forestry, A2 Rural Residential. As such, rezoning the property in the City of Loudon as M1 Light Manufacturing constitutes spot zoning in violation of Tennessee law. See Fallon v. Knox County Board of Commissioners 656 SW.2D338, Tennessee, 1983. In Fallon, the Tennessee Supreme Court defines spot zoning as a process of singling out a small parcel of land for use classification totally different from that of surrounding area for benefits of owner of such property and to the detriment of other owners. The court went on to recognize that under Tennessee law, spot zoning violates Article XI, Section 8 of Tennessee Constitution. The Board of Commissioners urges the City of Loudon to reconsider the annexation and rezoning of Dry Valley Road property. The citizens of this community do not deserve to have an industrial or manufacturing facility located adjacent to their neighborhoods and churches. Accordingly, the Board of Commissioners respectfully request the City of Loudon to not annex the Dry Valley Road property and rezone it to M1 Light Manufacturing. Sincerely yours, the Loudon County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you.
Now,
I
let
have
me,
copies of this for anybody that wants it.
And like I said, we can't vote tonight, but I'll put my name on it in a heartbeat.
where does that stand, buddy? If it hasn't been voted on, even if we sign it?
It wouldn't be official, but anybody that chose to sign it and that would get it, I can get it in the mail. Although it would be official for 2 weeks, it could still go out. Under the understanding that it is not an official document yet, but it could still go out in the mail.
Okay.
I don't know if the City of Loudon has this back on their agenda. I haven't seen it. It would definitely probably come back up in November if that's when it's gonna come back up.
And it should go to planning first.
It will have to go to planning first. But I'd like to get it out as fast as possible.
Send it down, we'll start on this end while we're talking. Oh, they done got it going. We're with you guys. We're gonna do everything we can, or whatever we legally can. We'll do what we gotta do.
Thank you.
And we're fixing to go into a long, drawn-out process, and you're welcome to stay here and watch it and listen to it, and hear about committee members that have been dead for ages, and all this illegal stuff we're doing, or you don't have to stay, whatever you wanna do.
To answer your question, I just signed it.
That tell them where you stand, right?
Yep.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Copies right here? Yes, ma'am, come right up.
We're kind of fighting the same thing over District 3.
We appreciate each one of you.
Want to put a quarry right in the middle of town.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Hang in there, we're right with you.
Thank you, sir.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
We see the whites of their eyes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
They do. That's right.
Good to see you.
Couple of minutes, Mr. Chairman.
We'll get them the flag.
Where'd the letter go? Who signed that?
I gave it to them.
No, it's going back to the school.
Robin Ashley.
Okay. Okay, Buddy Bradshaw, you're up.
You want Coach go first, or you want me to go?
You can go.
Alright, well, just look through them. Adult oriented business, I think it's good.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's slow down
Whoa,
here.
whoa.
Let's slow down here.
Where's my master list?
Commissioner
Chase is,
Satterfield, Quill, and
Chase,
Jennings,
Chase is
Randolph,
the expert
Waller.
on that one.
What was it?
You're the chair of that one.
Am I really?
You are.
Okay.
This is one of those, we have to have it in order to,
Yes, we have to have
Control
adult
where-
in business.
never, I don't know when the last time it met, but it's statutory.
Who dictates the terms? Does state statute say 4 years for that one? Or is it just a number that we just picked out of thin air?
I was here when we formed it.
I'm assuming that's probably statutory.
I think we set it up on commission terms.
I've been on it since I've been on the commission, and I've still not got the.
If we're lucky, if you're lucky, we'll never have to do it again because now they can only be located in M1 heavy industry zones. And, very few adult businesses want to locate in the M1 heavy industry zones.
Sounds like Hutton Road.
Who?
Hut, ain't that it? Hutton?
Oh, over at Greenback, yeah.
Oh,
Put it right there next to the
there you
quarry.
go.
Okay.
All right, Mayor Bradshaw.
Ag Extension Committee, Commissioner Shaver and Satterfield and Whitfield, but now, did we change that?
No, this is the most current one right here. Sharon Long, John Walton, Gary Whitfield, Bill Satterfield, Beth Snipes, Joe Alexander, and Van Shaver. That one's correct and up to date.
Airport Authority, Mr. Waller, and in place of John
Manikas.
So Commissioner Shaver, you were on it.
That's
Either way,
correct.
So we can remove, Mr. Wendell,
Who is David Ferguson?
Does anybody here know
city
David?
agent, here local.
So we're good, okay, then,
But-
Charles, does he know he's on this?
Well, he's been on it since I was here.
Well, it doesn't matter, does he know he's on it?
Why would we leave somebody on it and nobody knows?
Is he
We
good,
know it.
is he good to be on it?
He owns the airport down in Florida.
Okay, there's our
What about
airport.
Charles Wells? Who's Charles Wells? Does anybody know who Charles Wells is?
I don't.
Well, mayor?
Let's take off Charles
Well,
Wells.
no, mayor's gonna try to get a hold of him between now and the voting meeting, and if he doesn't,
Does anybody know who he is?
I do not.
Nobody?
I don't have a clue. This committee
I'm
was
unable,
formed.
but I will put forward, I will nominate Gregory Wendell for that spot if I cannot get a hold of him.
Who?
Gregory Wendell.
Who's that?
He's a fourth district constituent. He knows,
Does he fly airplanes or anything?
Yes.
actually, yeah, a little bit.
Well,
Him and his son.
you have it ready and cleaned up before we get ready to vote on it.
Yeah.
Can't drive a car, but he's flying
Did you ever talk to Clayton Payne?
he's fine to be on it,
Okay.
yeah.
So we're good to go on that.
Animal control, all of those are good.
Well, hold on, let's slow
They're
down.
not. Barry Webb needs to be replaced with, Brubaker. Webb was on there.
That's an at-large appointment. You like,
Well, he was there, I was there when it started, he was there because he was Loudon City Police Chief.
I'm good with that. I have no problem. Brubaker,
Well, why is Dusty Langley on there? Does he have some
an
kind of
at-large. At this
animal?
point in time, at the point in time, he was working,
Animal shelter?
no, the litter crew and so forth and so on. There needs just a representation from the sheriff's department.
Well, this is yours, so go with it.
So is it Mike Brubaker? Needs to
Yes.
go where James Webb is?
Yep.
Audit committee, everybody
Should,
good?
let me back up that. Should Miracle not be on this committee somewhere?
Supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, and this should be independent with no employees.
Okay.
So it's Langley, Cullen, Osterman, Gordon,
She should be Shields now, by the
Shields,
way.
She got married.
yes.
Change her to Shields.
Hull, and Brubaker. Okay, moving right along.
Audit committee,
Does Charlie Best, can he still do it?
Charlie's fries and chicken.
All right.
Beer board is good. far as I'm concerned, unless the commissioners wanna have one of theirs replaced.
I got one question about the beer board.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, David Gray, he's fourth district, that looked like his, term expired in August of 2023.
In the event that happens, until they are replaced or
Elected or replaced.
elected or replaced, they can
They
still
stay
stay in
on.
their term and still have full voting capacity.
Okay, well, I mean, I just didn't know if we needed to, I think David does a wonderful job,
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure if we just needed to change the term.
Yeah, I'll change the term when I
And
read
then
the
change
list.
it when we vote on it, yep.
well, he'll go to 2026
Yeah.
after we change all these.
Okay, just want to confirm.
So all the beer board is staying? No changes?
Yes,
Okay.
they're all the same.
Blair Ben, we asked about this one, does it still meet?
It doesn't exist.
I've been on this since I became a commissioner, I've never had any.
The committee does
There's
not
lots of
exist.
these, but there's no, you don't think there's any statutory?
No, they made this one up back when they were developing Blair Bend. It's where Staley and Tate Law and all that's at.
Do we wanna vote to officially remove it?
Absolutely. Doesn't do nothing.
You gonna remove it?
Eliminate Blair Bend.
BZA,
Nope, those were right.
Yep.
Budget,
budget, capital. Commissioner Jenkins is going to audit committee.
hang on, finish some glasses.
Commissioner Morris is coming to here.
Morrison to capital, Jenkins to audit.
Yeah, if we changed it already? We
It's
got-
in yellow and green, I think that's what it says.
Yep.
Will's on the audit committee.
Yes, that's right, yes. Then it should be,
He's there.
Who's
the other
take,
one we missed.
who'd you
We missed
swap,
one.
who'd you swap Will with on?
Morrison.
No, it's the surplus property. It's
Yeah.
the other one, yes.
They took me off of surplus property,
Yes.
took me off of that
And Commissioner
and
Jenkins,
put
we go on
Jenkins
that.
on. Let's ask this question, buddy, and I don't know why, it's a 1-year term. Is that statutory, is that just what we've gone with?
Well, all of our, like even budget committee typically is 1 year.
Let's go with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
So the only change on capital projects is Joe Morrison?
Joe added, Jenkins removed.
Chamber of Commerce, Rosemary has said she's not said she doesn't want to serve there anymore.
She'll do it.
Construction Board of Adjustment fees.
She's not here.
These are typically names that, Mike Campbell will bring.
Who's Mike White?
It's a builder.
Yeah,
That's
Now-
Mark,
now-
that's Mark White.
This is not the appeals upstairs in Mike Campbell's office. This goes along with, if I'm not mistaken, the adequate facilities tax or something to that effect. I don't think it's ever met. Do we know who Eric Good is?
Anybody know, Bob Maroney? Anybody know? who-
I know Bob Marone, he's from Lenore City, but I don't know. I think he's still alive.
Eric
Yeah.
Good,
I don't know an Eric Good.
Bill Hart we know, Mike Hart we know, Mike White.
Who is Mike White?
There's about 18 Mike
Yes,
Whites.
there is.
Is it the baseball player?
Yeah, probably.
Well, there's 6 on this side of the river, and about 12 on that side of the river.
Start calling them, and see which one it is.
Well, let me ask you, buddy, make a note. Check with Bob Maroney, check with Mike, or if you can figure out Mike White who it is, if not, come back with plans for replacements.
Well, and there's that alternate.
Well, I'll send them over to Campbell. Campbell knows them all. He'll usually
I
reply back with,
don't think this is Campbell.
the last time we replaced one, I don't remember which one it was.
Okay,
He
okay,
brought a
well.
name for it.
Well, and there's an alternate spot open as well.
That is right, there's a vacancy.
Yeah. The CCP,
So,
we even need to adjust, it. we gotta keep it for
What?
grants, is that correct?
not the way it's labeled, it's a different name, County Corrections Partnership. The one that's statutory in there is County Corrections, oh, I should have written that down. It's not, this one was built just for the jail,
for the
to
jail.
build the jail.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a county corrections something, and my guess is it came from that same committee. Let me do a little more research on that one. It's got a different name besides partnership.
Well, we don't need this one anymore.
Absolutely not.
Commission willing to vote this one away?
Yes, and we'll find out which one we statutorily have to have in order to receive grants.
911 board. Questions on it? I know all them, they're all alive.
Yes.
The Ethics Committee,
That's on the qualification meeting.
any questions on it?
Brubaker's on this one too.
Brubaker,
Mm-hmm.
ethics?
No, on the E
911, he took the place of Bear Webb when Bear retired, but then Bear's still there too. We call him the appendix of the 911 board. So that's where he's at.
Ethics Committee, any questions on it?
We should put the village fire chief on there if we could.
Well, it ought to be. You need to ask Steve Cook sometime, he still wants to do.
He's good.
Bill Jeans. I'm gonna ask a really awkward question. You wanna stay on it, William?
I'm good with being on there.
Okay. I just knew you abstained on one of the
Do we need to?
votes, so I didn't know if you were comfortable with that one or
What's
not.
that?
Or you want
I
to have
stay,
them
I
add
abstain because I serve
gotta
on this
vote
board
on it.
with him.
Okay.
That's the
There's
reason.
gonna always be that on this board. But that's fine. If you're good with it, I was just you out if you wanted it.
Mr. Whitfield on EDA.
I'd like to have that spot, Mr. Whitfield. How about that?
You would.
I can just imagine.
We'd be rid of Jack Walls. He'd quit.
We got one opening on equalization.
Now, this is the Mike Campbell board.
Yes, this is one he deals with directly. He does
Yes.
the other one as well.
He told me for right now, just leave that one spot vacant. There's a vacant spot. I called him. I said, what do you think? He said, for right now, just leave it open. He'll get to us with somebody.
Financial Advisory Committee, all those people still around. I think
That
there's another one
that one's statutory, yes.
GIS.
I got some problem with GIS board.
Who's your
Terry has resigned. First spot.
You got Jack Walls on twice.
I started to
He
see.
don't even be on any. He doesn't even live in Loudon County.
One is under the LUB.
It's GI.
I don't care what he's under.
Industrial.
It's Geographical Information System. This is a board that I don't even think we need anymore. In the old days, the utilities, the counties, the cities all went together because the GIS thing was so new and so complex, and so we all shared the information. Well, now everybody does their own thing. Ryan Janikula essentially does it all now. And he's on the board. So whether or not this one's even needed anymore is a big question.
Look into that for us.
I will look into that for us.
Thank you.
It's a homemade board.
The Government Affairs Committee,
Does anybody know what this one does?
statutory, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll find out.
The county IDB,
That has to be. We had to reconstitute that here a while back because nearly all of them was dead.
There's a spot open for panel A.
for panel A, and that was,
Look here, look whose names I've got written on right there.
Uh-oh.
I'd like to see Adam serve on the county IDB. Now, they've met one time that I know of in the 20 years I've been here.
We'll fix that.
These are the ones that give away the pilots, the tax breaks.
ain't been elected official, can he? I don't think so.
We'll do some research to find out. I'll bet it don't matter. We'll find out.
Library Board,
We got nothing in that to do.
Well, isn't Ruth on there now?
Ruth,
Queen?
she rotated off, actually.
Did she?
Can we put Brian Beck on them?
they, oh man. That
Too
was
soon.
cold,
Too
brother.
soon. Too
Holy
soon.
cow. Don't they just send us the names for this one?
Unless you want on it, I'll find you.
I do not want on that one, thank you. I'm gonna take care of the 747s.
All right, the big library board, that's theirs. Liquor Control Committee,
You jumped over Library Board, Ocoee River Regional.
they picked those.
I don't even know what that is.
Not library board, but regional.
Okay. Does anybody know what the litter control does?
We're gonna meet.
Talk about litter?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that ain't something we need just for some of our grants. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maintenance Committee,
You got Newman and Johnston on because of the schools, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right, that's
Because
correct.
maintenance covers all the county stuff. All right.
and try to alter both sides of the right representation. Planning Commission,
Number one, Pat Couch is no longer with us. Leon Shields took her place.
yep, Ms. Martin is corrected here.
Todd Kennedy took Andy Hamilton's position.
Yep,
And then Carly McCaffrey's not there anymore.
and Leon comes off as the LCRPC.
That's right, he's no longer LCR, he's second district. So that gets you down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we need to cover any about why Telco Village doesn't have a member on there? Henry, or just let that go for now? You
We
get
could
cut
add
up
one if
about
you
it, you
had-
get cut up about it all the time. You've explained it well several times.
The problem is, TRDA gave the permitting and zoning authority to Telco Village POA. So we have nothing to do with it.
Well,
I don't think.
POA does their own, county has no say-so in it.
Nope.
With
Nope.
certain reasons.
Nope.
All right, Purchasing Committee,
Can I ask a question on the planning?
Mhm.
So we're taking off Carly, Leon on the bottom list.
the
and
bottom
Pat-
two, the last two names, yes.
And just leave those open?
They're gone.
Yeah,
They're gone.
Take
We're
them
not-
completely
take them
out of the
completely
loop.
out, Okay.
And then you got Todd Kennedy taking Andy
Yes.
Hamilton's
Yeah,
place,
I
right?
got that, yeah.
Purchasing Committee. Questions on it, Road State Maintenance and Operations Advisory Committee. That has to be one of ours. We've made it through the years.
That's the building in Lenore City.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Road State building. Questions on any of those? Safety Committee?
Tracy Blair needs to be updated with Aaron Rice.
That's right.
Yeah.
And who is Becky Wallace?
Senior Citizens.
Senior Center,
Okay.
Where do you see? Oh, okay, I see.
just add Senior Center to her,
Do what?
just add Senior Center.
I guess so, yeah, it doesn't describe who she is.
Why do we have both judges, general sessions judges on there?
I don't think this is statutory committee in here.
Just asking a question.
This was made up for a purpose, and I'm gonna be hard pressed to remember what that purpose was. Maybe all the way back when we got the ADA audit, I don't remember. I don't know that it matters, I don't know if it's ever met.
So there's 13 on the safety committee?
That's not safe right there, having 13.
That's an unlucky number.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the judges are in different sides of the building, maybe that's what it is.
That might be it.
The East Wing may be a little
That's a
more
big
dangerous.
committee.
Salary Benefits Ad Hoc Committee.
Why does that exist?
What I mean,
Why does it exist? What's its purpose?
Our recommendations hand down to commissions, especially when it comes to our insurance.
That
A lot
one
of times
needs,
insurance is cut and dry, but sometimes we'll have the option of, do we wanna offer two plans? Do we wanna save a little bit and go with this plan, or we wanna spend a little bit more and go with this plan? This way, most of the office holders, if not all of them, really, all the office holders, most department heads, they have a say-so, they can go back and talk to their employees about it when it comes to making recommendations, send for the commission.
Well, I mean, with all due respect to Greg Montu, you should be his representative on there, not him. I mean, you're his boss.
Yeah, but, Aaron's on there as well.
Well, that's another one that can come off. Whatever. Moving right along.
The Senior Citizens Executive Committee.
Looks all current to me, again, Becky Wallace, the senior citizen, correct?
Sheriff's Merit Board Services, Sheriff's Merit Services Board.
Put Steve Cook on 2 questions on that and make sure he's still okay to want to serve. That, you all that's not been there, that's a tough board right there. If there's ever a call meeting with the merit board, it's never good. Somebody's not happy.
We've had, 1 in 9 years, I think.
I don't know, have we had one? Yeah.
We had one since I've been on here, yeah.
Solid Waste Disposal Committee.
Is that all right?
Well, Dave Hall and, Monty were both
Appointed by the city.
re-upped back in like June or July, somewhere in there.
It says it's 6-year term, so, Monty Ross's term should already be 2029, and Dave Hall should be 2029, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently it started out as staggered terms, and who knows what the staggers were at that point. So I don't know if they're supposed to be 29s or somebody else is.
And they were just reappointed, so I mean.
Well, Satterfield's not there anymore, so he's gone. Does that cover it? You got all the other names, Bush, Rowland, Wallace, Bush,
Hall and Monty.
Hall, and Monty.
Okay. Surplus Property Authority, Mr. Shaver is coming off, Mr. Morrison's going on.
No, William Jenkins is going on.
William
William
Jenkins.
Jenkins already on.
Yeah. Will's
William
on.
Jenkins is already on.
You're gone, they kicked you
I'm
off.
out. Forget it. I just quit the whole thing. I'm mad now. I'm gonna get with the mayor and find out what's going on with this stuff. There's a conspiracy. Sure as you.
Moving right along.
GCECA Legislative Committee is Rosemary as well.
We might mention right here while you're on her name, for those that don't know, her father passed away Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday,
Saturday,
and I don't think they've yet set the, release of the obituary
It
on
was
it's on the
released
website last
on the website
time.
last I looked.
Wednesday, 5 to 8 at Clicks in Lenore City.
Wednesday, 5 days of Cleveland, Lenore City, receiving friends.
Yep.
Funeral will follow.
Is that what it said for the
Mr.
funeral,
Hines,
the
Mr.
follow?
Fine, gentlemen.
What's that?
Did the funeral follow?
90 years old, so
Hang on.
she just lost her mother a few months ago, and
Yeah.
she was about the same age. So they've had a double whammy there.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
TRDA Board of Directors, Mr. Cole, myself, Mr. Matlock,
That's an elite board there. You gotta be special to get on that.
the
They
Task Board of
good, aren't they?
Directors, Mr. Satterfield, Mr. Jim Brooks, Mr. Chip Miller, and then Ms. Grill.
It doesn't exist anymore. She's on the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yes.
So you can eliminate the Visitors Bureau board because it doesn't exist. I mean, the Visitors Bureau doesn't exist. So if she's on the chamber, it's all the same, that's where it's at now. Did we get ad hoc planning and zoning committee? That'd be myself and Commissioner Airport over here.
While there's a lull, the family will receive friends from 5 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, October 18th at Quick Funeral Home in Lenore City. Funeral services will follow at 8 p.m. with Reverend Tommy Patterson and Reverend Eddie Click officiating.
Thank you.
Public Records Committee there at the end.
Yeah, it's on the sheet by itself. Somewhere.
Second sheet on the color. It's supposed to be.
We've had a lot of sheets.
Sorry.
Somewhere it's just a single line list. I remember seeing on one
Click
of them.
on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the one from
What?
something else.
Where?
Tuck, Gregg, Shaver, Waller, Gallagher, Walper, Sledge. And, yeah, that's us. A few years ago, I'll go back and find mine, when Phyllis was here, Phyllis did a notebook that had a very in-depth description of every board and committee. It was actually very, very nice. Phyllis had a lot of time on her hands back in those days. It's a spiral-bound notebook, and I've got it somewhere in the basement. Should be just as relevant as it always was. And I'll see if I can get that somehow. It may even be on an old set of minutes somewhere or something. It would be nice, whoever asked that a few minutes ago, about having descriptions, because she did a real good job putting it together.
It all on CTAS anyway?
Well, it's hard to follow on CTAS. We've worked on that this
You're
week.
welcome to borrow this if you want to really dig.
It's
No, not that.
you would think CTAS would have something very neat and correct, but they don't.
Is there anything else to do to the list now?
Nope. Buddy's gonna check on all them people. We'll have all the lists fixed. We'll be ready to fix it. And just for a point of order, we don't renew everybody every year. I think it's been stated several times that every year we renew everybody on the list. We renew the people whose terms have expired. We don't just say, okay, everybody on the list is renewed. That's not how it works. We take the ones that have expired.
If they're failed to be renewed, they are
They
still
still continue
Still
on.
there.
with all the perks and
That's right.
privileges and authority thereunto granted hitherto.
That's right.
Okay, my turn?
Wait a second, Adam, do you wanna add any, you had committee cleanup,
That's
Same
what I
thing.
just did, yeah.
it's done, you're up.
Okay, I just have some questions to kind of kick the ball down the road about the county's webpage, or possibly. One, does the county commission want to have a new webpage? Two, how much, if so, how much are they gonna be willing to pay? Three, who's gonna be in charge of it? Our IT department? Or are we going to seek independent, or somebody else to do it? Let's see, I think I had one more. We're gonna do it, how much it's gonna cost?
I don't have a problem with it. It's all about cost for me.
I'm just wondering why they left, because we were getting to the money part.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't-
think we're gonna say. I mean, we've met, the committee had a recommendation. I think I was the only no vote on that recommendation, and I will be when it comes up for a vote again, but we voted, nothing's happened, people have continued to ask about it. We did our work, we interviewed, made recommendation. We do have the information on what the parties charge and what comes along with it. Now, like I said, we just need to know, is this county commission will do, if they don't want to, just think about it, cause I'm gonna put it on the agenda for the next voting meeting.
Well, get us some numbers before all that.
You
Well-
gotta know the
Well,
cost.
that's what I was hoping, with Aaron leaving, that's kind of thrown everything off, was without a budget committee meeting, we didn't have capital projects or anything, I don't know if it has to come before capital projects.
Time out. What do you mean Aaron leave?
On vacation.
Oh,
He's on
okay,
vacation.
okay.
Surprise!
No.
I know where she went.
Klein
Man.
Smith's supposed to be the ramrod of this thing.
Well, and he was gonna
Klein Smith?
try to get the capital projects together, cause I assume it will come before capital projects.
But it's not a
But
capital
It's not really
project.
a one-time
Yeah, it's
capital,
not.
construction itself is a one-time capital expenditure.
But
But
then
it's
it's
more of a
ongoing.
subscription service. I think it more would come to the purchasing committee, then ultimately to the budget committee, and ultimately the commission.
Was,
So if everybody's good, Coach, if you're good with, you're on that committee, for the workshop in November, let's take it to purchasing, then we take it into budget,
well,
and then we'll bring it to
I
commission for the
just,
workshop.
the two candidates were virtually the same. There was not really a hair's difference in what either one of them offered.
Tell us some money. Say a
No,
number.
you can't do that.
What?
You got till we get, till you ready to present, you can't.
I can just tell you that both of them offered the same thing money-wise. They weren't gonna charge for the,
Well, I'd keep it equal, cause when it comes, this is RFQ, you cannot ask for.
Never, ever take RFQs. Never take an RFQ.
well, I'm disappointed that Matt has not got himself in gear, and this thing should have been in motion after the night, after we met and decided, put our findings forth. It should have been in motion. This may be one of the longest things I've dealt with since I've been on county commission, as a webpage, but, the main thing is, does the county commission want to do one?
I think
Okay.
we should.
For me, it's about the money.
I know.
Well, for me, it's about who's gonna keep it updated.
Well, that's me too.
And one thing, Matt, me and Matt have talked about it multiple times, is it capital, is it purchasing? We've had several purchasing committee meetings and just didn't cancel, there wasn't nothing on it, so it's ready to rock and roll, we just gotta make sure we've got our process laid.
Well, like I said, so you're telling me that it's gotta go to
I'm thinking
Yes,
purchasing,
it's gotta go to all of them, yes.
purchasing?
I'm thinking purchasing.
It's already, it's been to purchasing. He said on the committee, he's got all the numbers.
He's talking about purchasing committee, not just
Purchasing
Matt.
committee?
He's gotta go to the purchasing committee.
Well, we can bring it straight to budget, every how.
No, it needs to go through purchasing.
That's
It
fine.
needs to go through purchasing.
Yes.
And then after purchasing, it goes
Budget,
budget, can that be on the same night?
yes,
Absolutely.
always
And
is.
then after budget, it comes to
Workshop,
county
workshop.
commission.
We can ask how many vendors did you say? Two?
We narrowed it down to two.
We can ask both those vendors to come in that
Both,
night.
both of them were, they're not a hair's difference in charge, okay? It's, like I said, and it is is it monthly or yearly charge, wasn't it?
It's monthly.
Monthly charge for that. And I'll just go ahead, if somebody said, all right, coach, you decide how it's gonna do, I would hire a part-time person to be in charge full-time of the county website. We've already let the IT department do it numerous times on different things, and I don't think it's got very far down the road. That's just my thing. Somebody that's got the time to keep it current.
In the IT department's defense, anytime I send them solid waste agendas, they load it to the
Well,
website.
good. They
This is
don't
a lot
want-
bigger than
They
that. but
don't
I'm
want
just
it on their
saying-
plate any longer than anybody else does. I'm just saying, that's me.
Does
I'm with you.
commission, do you want Matt to reach out and tell those folks, hey, this is when we're doing it, you got 15 minutes to give us your best spiel?
Are you talking about full commission or purchasing or
It's
who?
gotta come through the budget and the workshop.
I'm talking about having the people come make a
I'll
presentation.
give them 15 minutes apiece on a
Workshop.
second ward workshop. Is that
It'd
you
be a
want to sell, give your
workshop.
opportunity.
Well, workshop and put it another 2 months down the road.
Well,
No,
it'd be November's workshop and then a December vote.
If we approved it tonight, just the startup alone.
We've been at this a few months. I mean, we could have actually went out and reinvented the telegraph.
I'll correct you on one thing, the committee you served on longer was the Corrections Partnership Committee.
Well, yeah, but the perks were good in that. We got to travel around the countryside and visit and see. I'm just, the only reason I put this on here, I felt like somebody needed to do something to get it moving. We either, and I think at the next, I think the next commission meeting I'm gonna have on there, just ask the commission to, if they want to proceed, and then if they do, we'll have them come and they can do a workshop presentation. If the commission has no taste for proceeding or redoing a web page or nothing, then we don't have to do anything else. But I think we need a vote. If they said, the county commission says, yes, we're interested, we wanna hear about the web page, then we'll do the purchasing and budget and have them come and do a presentation.
Well, if RFQ, we're already done the RFQ part, I can have them come in and see that be the ultimate decision for the commission to make.
It's smarting and quilling are the two. That's fine. I mean, I'm just trying to be, let's get it, but if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
Put it up and put it to bed.
That's right. I mean, to me, I won't lose a second of sleep over it one way or the other. But like I said, this is my second time around at trying to get an updated web page. And I don't like ours. I consider myself a reasonably intelligent person, but I find be like the guy in the maze with the Minotaur. I'm gonna have to hold a thread so you don't get lost. You can find your way back.
Oh, it's
It's
actually-
not a good website. It's not a current
It's not
website,
friendly.
and it's not friendly.
Well, I think Van, you gotta have a cost. And we have to know the plan. So I think they have to come in.
Well, I can tell you that I feel like most of you would be very comfortable with what their monthly cost is. I was really surprised that it wasn't. Now, we had some that
We're crazy.
they thought we were the golden calf, whatever, but I think either one of these, you'd be surprised at how,
My
Cost
worry is
efficient
getting the
is-
information from the office holders.
that's the
Yeah.
person who's
They're
in
only as
charge
good as
of
the
it.
people giving them their.
Whoever's in charge of it would be the one to keep poking the office holders to get them to put the information.
That's
And my solution to that is just go on the webpage. The reason there's nothing on here from Blank's office is they won't give it. We've asked and they won't
I'm
give it.
good
And
with
put their
websites.
contact with that.
It gets
Yeah.
a lot more involved for me when we start talking about personnel. I think you look internally first. I'm not gonna call any names at all, but we've got people that this could be added to, but to talk about hiring, I do a website. I can tell you it does not take 20 hours a week to do a website, doesn't take 40 hours a week to do a
Well, ours
website.
is gonna be a little more, I know what you do, and it's great, but what the county's gonna do is gonna be a little more, there's a lot of pages that we have and pages that we don't have that are gonna be transferred to it, access to everything, keeping up with the different departments, making sure they get their information on time, changing the pictures out so you don't look at somebody that's been on the webpage for the last 6 years. I mean, everything, keeping things in the news, and be, you know, if we have a courthouse update.
Being cloud-based, all of our scanned documents that we can have can put on there.
Well, both of these companies have a sweet deal on that.
And this is something we're doing for the citizens. I mean, this is to get them the information.
I think it's worth every dollar that we spend. I look at, it's as important as the office we're trying to build for the clerk up in Lenore City, for the plates and renewal. That's important. I'm all for that. This is important in this day and age. People, you know, it's this right here, you know, and ours needs it. I think it does, but if the commission does it, fine with me. I'm just, on this, we've kicked it around. This is 6, 7, 8 years that we've looked at it and we've not done anything to it. And if we're fine with what we've got, and if you think there's somebody already on the payroll that'd be willing to put in the time and effort to make it worth our while, then that's fine too.
Well, of course, I've asked for one for years now.
I just know you get what you pay for.
And you know, and Steve Fritz was our IT guy before he went on, before he left for private and opened in the city of Loudon. And I asked Steve, one of the very first things I ever asked Steve, when can we redo a website? And he said, you know, you just can't. It doesn't just happen, and he never would have time to do it. Steve was very good at what he did.
Well, I liked what we heard when we met with all these people. I liked what was proposed. Very surprised at the cost of it. I thought we'd meet, they'd roll it out there and we said, well, forget that. And I told them on the front end when we met the first time, I said, I can tell you right now, the cost is gonna be the #1 factor for the county commission. I said, you know, if it's, you know, we're looking to buy a Chevrolet, not a Mercedes, you know, kind of deal. And I think there's, the two we picked are good. If the commission wants to proceed with it, I still think next meeting we need to say an up or down vote. Yes, we want to proceed with it, then go to purchasing and go to budget and then set up, ask the vendors to come down and do a presentation. That way we'll have everything done. If the commission likes it, then we've done all the other steps and we can proceed. If they don't like it, then we've not lost anything.
Well, we may be, I don't know who all would be for it or against, but once they see what they're getting, it may sway any.
I think that we're getting, if it holds true, we're getting more than what, the price of what they're asking for, we're getting more for what they're asking.
Mr. Bush, please, that has a recommendation apparently.
Well, I don't know. I don't even want to go to the bathroom.
He's welcome to do that too.
Okay, recommendations, there's money being given into the technical program and everything, right? Work with your, either the university or develop ourselves into the technical side that we're talking in our schools, is put an IT development, web page development group program in there where you're funding it, rather than someplace else, you're actually leveraging it, and you continually get all the updates every year and everything else to maintain it and everything else. And it's part of the training program. We just did that with one website ourselves, off of Nextdoor, or not Nextdoor, but LinkedIn. I contacted a company, and then we filled out a document with them, and they basically said, yeah, well, you qualify, we'll build your website for nothing, because it's helping to develop the people that we're putting into programs elsewhere. So there's these development programs out there. So rather than just spending the money and having a third party and you're paying them, if it's going to our education system and stuff like that, it's a win-win.
Well, the Department of Education in Loudon County has their own.
Yeah, they do.
They have their own. This one would be for the elected officials, county government.
Yeah.
The education department has their own, and they pay for their own, and they set up their own. It's separate from what the county has. But there's two, I found out doing this, there's two thoughts on this. There's some that just said, here's what we want, here's our check, and you take care of it. And then there's others like us, is, here's what we want, we're gonna pay you, but we wanna have some control over what goes into our webpage and so forth. So, again, it's just,
Put it on the agenda, the next meeting, we vote up or down to proceed, and then we go on like Buddy said.
that's all we need to do.
Okay, add it to the next agenda
Thank you, Gary.
on November 6th under Commissioner
You don't wanna bring
Satterfield's.
them in?
Not till after we do well,
Why don't we all say no
let's
before
see if we can get the vote, and then, yeah, then it's come to workshop time.
Yeah, the workshop would then be November,
If the
Yeah,
next,
22nd.
if the next meeting, the county commission says, yes, we are interested, let's move forward in looking, then we do the purchasing committee, the budget committee, and you call the vendors and have them come to the next workshop to, lay it out there for us.
Mr. Chairman,
yeah,
I'm gonna bring up a topic
No,
that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. As most of you know, state law changed July 1st on the public comment stuff.
yes.
I love the 5 minutes, that's fine. But it says in the new law that it has to be germane to the agenda. Now, on our business meeting nights, our voting nights, I think that's extremely good. We're here to conduct business, we're here to vote. On a workshop, if we hold to that same standard, nobody technically could ever address us about anything unless it was on an agenda. Now, this is state law. We didn't write this up, and I think Pat quoted our procedures. State law kind of supersedes local law. So I'm saying out loud, I came from the world of citizen activist. And if you have every meeting you have that nobody can speak except for things on the agenda, you pretty well cut out there. And prior to July, we didn't even have to allow public comment. But we never have failed to do it. We've always done public comment. I'm a fan of it. But the new law says germane to the agenda. Workshops are not even real. We have those for us. They're not required by law. So I don't know that you can say state law has to be held to that standard at a workshop. This is an informal meeting. We don't vote. We don't even have to do it, but we like to do it so we know what's happening before we do vote on something. What's anybody else's thought about?
It gives people the chance to bring stuff to our attention at the workshop. That's, on their mind, so I mean, I'd say, as the workshop
Well,
goes,
there's an ice cream truck.
whatever,
I'm still.
whatever they
I'm
want
the
to say.
same way. I think at workshop, you should be able to talk about whatever you wanna talk about.
Otherwise, when would they?
I wouldn't.
I like that of it being whatever's on the agenda. I'm not a big proponent of somebody getting up there and blasting, doing character assassination behind a podium that has nothing to do with county government, with any item on the agenda, with anything. I'm not for that.
I agree, 100%. And I think Henry has now adopted a pretty good procedure for that.
But like tonight at the workshop, if I don't want that thing built, then I think I should be able to get up and say, I don't want it. I don't have a problem with it at either meeting. But at the voting meeting, I think it needs to be kept to whatever's on the agenda. And no, I don't have a problem with saying, Mr. Schaefer, I don't agree with the way you voted. I think it should, whatever. But when we get to name calling, character assassination, unfounded accusations,
I agree.
those things, we need to, this is not the place for them.
I agree.
And I think that's what brought the changes about. We stood here one night for 40 minutes on an issue that wasn't on the agenda, that dealt with another department in the county. We've simply got to keep it under control, and I agree. Personal attacks, unfounded comments, no, we're not gonna put up.
So do we need to take an action of any kind, or we can just say that's from workshops, we're gonna be informal, people can speak about topics not on the agenda,
And we're gonna keep
notwithstanding
within-
all the crazy stuff.
within
5 minutes is
5
fine.
minutes.
As long as it's something germane to
Yeah.
the county government, somebody,
bad.
you know,
It's gotta have some substance.
it's gotta have something to do with.
We don't need to hear
county
about
government.
sunshine, we know sunshine.
It doesn't need to be with somebody, I mean, somebody's dog barking kept me awake all night, that kind of stuff. It needs to be something.
I'm good. I say we just say it and it's done.
Okay.
Okay,
I'd say we're done, adjourned, finished.
I'll adjourn the county workshop for October 16th, 2023 at
Chase,
7:08.
flip the switch.
Oh, me, they sure know how to drag it out.
Takes a long time.
I missed my